because Rick and damn Duper talk way too goddamn much.
It's another sausage party, yeah. Welcome to Take Warning.
What up?
Rotating cavalcade of hosts this week. Well, Duper's on sabbatical, and Josh is being Josh somewhere.
No, you didn't hear?
No.
They're in Ukraine, bro.
No, that's where we've got a guest, as you could tell from the tracksuit he's wearing. He's actually calling right now, fresh outside.
Live from Ukraine.
I think he's actually in Poland. He made it across, unless you're on Starlink. I don't know.
If he glitches in and out, there he goes. Putin got him.
Actually, his name is Marlon Fedorov. I don't know any.
That sounds pretty good.
Welcome to the show, Marlon. First time on. We've known you forever. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh man. Yeah. What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on. Glad I can fill some small shoes here. I'm just kidding.
It is pretty small.
It's definitely a small crotch.
They're Josh's shoes, so.
Yikes.
It's all small.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I've known you guys since California and stuff. Had some good times together and stuff. And now I live on the other end of the country. And I just been out here grinding, man. I became a software developer, so I've just been doing that for the last few years, and it's been crazy, man. And now
Nice.
I'm here on a podcast.
Wait.
So,
Crazy
quick, there might be an opening for a producer for our show. Because our producer's been fucking up.
Oh, fuck
And
you.
since you're a software developer, I just know there might be an open door for you. Just throwing that out there.
The only thing is, are you willing to work for free?
Shh.
Ooh,
We pay our producer good.
We have a store with merch. You get sales.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nothing is
We
ever
haven't sold
sold.
shit.
Nothing is ever sold. Don't fall
We
for that
haven't
fucking
sold
trap. You will never get paid, Marlon.
I mean, there is the $10,000 intro subscrition fee that you have to pay. But after that, man, we pay you good.
Yeah, it's a really.
I gotta pay to play.
I mean, you want to get on the IP, it costs.
It's definitely your typical pyramid scheme that we have going on here.
Yes.
So it's no longer a podcast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a
Fucking
pyramid
count
scheme.
me in then. Count me in.
All right.
That's how we do it.
By the way,
It's okay.
those other two assholes on the other podcast hasn't given us their money yet either, Rick.
I know,
Cover
dude.
that.
Well, that's why we don't promote them anymore. I don't know what show you're talking about. Oh, Take Warning, all things sports.
Yeah.
Good times. So do we? I think we should get through some fun stuff. Or I know Greg's got an asshole to talk about this week.
do.
I'd love to do all that because we know the big topic for the week, and we it's all over everywhere. But
Let's have dessert first. Let's do this.
yeah, Greg, tell us about your asshole for the week, dude. I want to know about him.
Yeah. Well, you gonna play the music?
Yeah, so
play
play the music. You're
Play
ready.
the music.
God damn it!
Oh, look at that.
What happened? What's gonna happen?
I'm still to this day
Just
trying to
we
figure out
just-
why we put Rick in charge of fucking anything.
And you know what?
fucking fine.
And you know
Anything.
what? Greg jinxed it. Greg
Sound
jinxed
effects,
it
travel
because he's not
plans.
subscribed to
everything.
the goddamn channel.
Yeah. Thanks for. Let's try this again. Let's see if I
Thanks,
get it
Greg.
this time.
I'm on. Yeah.
I fucking hate Zencaster. Hang on.
There it is.
Oh, Rick, a fat ass butthole.
Because he's a fucking douche.
Is Greg gonna talk? I mean,
I know.
I didn't know what was happening. No. So
Greg, this is your segment. Do it.
It's been so long since I've heard the music. I didn't know where it ended. But no, my asshole of the week or the month is Vladimir Putin. You fucking asshole. That's all I got.
Why though?
I'm sure we're gonna talk about him, but Vladimir Putin.
all right. So we're just leading in on Putin's the asshole of the week.
Putin is a fucking asshole. Penis Putin.
Actually, the asshole of the week, Greg.
Huh? Why?
Yeah, we talked. So it's fun because for the last few weeks, probably a little bit over a month, we've been talking about this, right? Like, it's something weird's happening. Russia's talking about doing this. And we kind of like, we'd ask Greg because Greg, I don't know if you guys all know this, but he was some kind of war general or something, but he knows a lot about the military.
CIA operative.
I am a master at Command and Conquer.
So we asked him all the questions, right?
He played a lot of Risk.
Yes.
I told him the other day, like, I'm so glad, or you should be happy that you were not an epidemiologist, because we would have hit him with about 100 questions a day for the last 2.5 years. So luckily, the war just started now. You're welcome.
I'm still better qualified than Fauci, bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to...
Damn.
Anyway. Yeah, dude. So Putin and I'm going to say Putin because I don't even know how much of the Russian people wanted to invade Ukraine. But yeah, so Putin is basically pulling out his inner George Bush and making this like his Iraq.
Yep.
But instead of like going overseas to attack somebody, he's like, yeah, fuck Ukraine. I'm just going to make up some bullshit about how we're just defending, Crimea and the Modadev or whatever it's called. And then, just bomb fucking everybody. Fuck it. So, yeah.
But he did mention weapons of mass destruction. They expect to find them in the Ukraine. He literally said that.
He did not say the axis of evil, though. But
I know.
I guess he did call them, we called them fascists or something like that?
Neo-Nazi fascists.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Close enough, I guess.
They've taken the whole country hostage is what we keep hearing.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's just there to save them all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Russian Jesus, huh?
So then, it's crazy because, like, the whole world's watching it happen, right? We're a totally different world now, so we can see troop movements. We can see anything. We have Google. Everybody can see. So he's got people parked on the border all around Ukraine. So Ukraine knows it's coming. Everybody knows it's, what he's trying to do. And we're like, don't do it. Don't do it. Right? We were talking about that last week. And then he pulls it. And what happens next, Greg?
So then he invaded Ukraine. So, and then for the past week,
is that what happened?
You don't say.
Yes.
Compelling radio there. Thank you.
What?
He started from.
What do you want me to say? He invaded Ukraine. There's no build up. There's not like, I'm going to do it at this time.
First, he started with, we're only going to go in and try and liberate our brothers in the Eastern Front. That
lasted all the 24 hours, Rick.
It did.
Like, not even that. So,
and then he starts moving around and starts surrounding the country. And remember, the second 24 hours, when he actually started the invasion, everybody's like, oh, fuck, Ukraine's fucked because they are fully surrounded. Like, Belarus is helping. They were surrounded on three sides. The only escape they had was Poland, and it's Poland. So they're just totally stuck.
Really?
Well, I mean, we know what happened in World War II, too. So
what do I do with my hands, Poland?
Yeah.
They're a NATO ally, but fuck off.
We have a lot of NATO allies. I mean, come on. They're not all going to be the bright ones. There are some that you have go count the sticks in the backyard. Well, the real men try to figure shit out, right? So Poland's one.
Wow. Works very well on your wife, doesn't it, Rick?
No, she makes me count. So that's okay.
Rick's out back counting sticks.
Yeah, she's like, go outside, count some sticks. I don't know what the fuck that is either. I just came up with that. That's stupid. Yeah, so then you see them coming in, and you're like, everybody thinks the same thing. Like, what are they going to do? They, if the background that I think we didn't talk about too much was Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, is the mirror.
Who's been a badass, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, amazing. We got to get to that. But leading into it, he was literally a comedian, a TV personality, kind of a narcissist, and won on that popularity of trying to change up with the stuffy old politics that they had for the last 25 years before that, right? So it was funny because it was almost like a Trumpian thing that was kind of painted around him, except this dude has not fucking left the Capitol. Like, he's out there, full fatigues, ready to fuck shit up. Like, that's a leader, man. Like, he was there, and he stuck it out, and he said, hey, we're going to start doing some shit. And that's when things started getting crazy, right? Because then you start seeing how the Ukrainian people, the people, the populace, they were like, you're not taking this away from us. Like, this is our country now. Fuck you. And the way they're fighting right now, it's been, where are we at? Day 5 now? Day 6?
Day 5.
So you're day 5, day 6, and Russia still hasn't completed the task that they thought they were going to do in less than 2 days. So
That's fucking awesome that they're going to these guerrilla tactics, fucking throwing Molotov cocktails, doing what they can.
Yeah.
You know, every fucking person is fighting
not
for
only
their right.
Molotov, dude. The fucking state television was teaching them how to make
Yeah.
Molotov cocktails.
That's badass.
That's awesome, right?
Like, can we like swap presidents? Because this guy's pretty badass.
Right.
I
For real.
would definitely follow Zelensky.
You know,
like,
when
give
was
a shit.
when was the last time you saw a leader of a country with a flak jacket on or a flak jacket on, you know, and a rifle?
I want to
Washington.
I saw a meme on Twitter where it showed it said like when your country's in a state of emergency or whatever, and then it showed Ted Cruz leaving Texas when they had that whole like thing, and then it showed Zelensky in the bulletproof vest and shit. I was just like, oh, there you go.
And
I
like,
need to loop around on this. So, Art, I need you to wear a flap jacket, and we want to pelt you.
Flaps, yes.
We want to pelt you with syrup while you wear flapjacks all over your body now.
No, because I know what's in that syrup.
I'm gonna make.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's right. So
Yeah,
if
that's
I'm
what they
catching
call
up on
that.
this, that was that is called a callback. A few shows back that we had a kind of what would you do situation, and we discussed a pool of maple syrup. It was one of your options, but it also had just a little bit of cum in it.
Yeah,
Little
whatever
bit.
whatever I chose, it was gonna have cum in it.
You described it as being loaded with cum.
Oof. So
Icky.
anyway, so
Icky.
why else? So going back to Ukraine,
Totally losing. Shiny objects.
He's making himself laugh now.
yeah. So the people of Ukraine have been fighting it out. So far, so good. They are pretty much getting obliterated by rockets, but they are definitely, you know, I think their goal at this point is like trying to secure Kiev and not letting the Russians, you know, have Kiev, right?
Take the capital, right?
But I mean, what is the significance with this in NATO, Rick? Because that just keeps getting talked about too.
So the significance here is that NATO cannot obviously step into Ukraine. Ukraine is not a member of NATO. They're not even a member of the UN technically either, although they have somebody that is on the council, actually on their security council too.
That makes them a part of the UN, Rick.
No, they're not. They actually just filed the paperwork today.
You're
Zelensky
talking
signed
about
it
the
today.
European Union, dumbass.
Oh,
Not the
yeah, whatever.
United
Dude. I
Nations.
don't fucking know. You know,
Two
they're all
totally
fucking
different things.
Okay, first of all, Greg, I need you to explain this to me because I asked you this in a text. Why are there so many things? Like, why is there a European Union and a UN and a fucking NATO?
Oh my
Like, couldn't they all be
God.
doing the same thing? And then there's the goddamn World Health Organization. Like, just put it all into one big thing. We're all one big unit. Like, what is this?
So is that
Why
what
do we
you're
have
going to call
so many?
it one big thing, and then anything that happens, go into one big thing, and the thing, and the thing.
They're OBT.
Yeah. Oh.
That's it. I'm just saying. All right. So yeah. Anyways, NATO can't step in there because they aren't part of that country, right? Or the treaty, because they're a non-NATO country. They can't. We can't put boots on the ground. So they're bolstering around with the countries like Poland, for example. They're putting troops there, NATO troops there, in case Russia spills over into any country that is supported by NATO, where they can actually fight and enter the conflict. Outside of that, most of the countries independently are supporting them by giving them weapons, giving them money. I heard somebody was talking about bitcoins, like somebody was actually giving bitcoins away. Elon Musk gave them the internet.
Yeah, your
Like,
boy Elon Musk turned on
So much shit. Ooh, do we play Elon for that? Because he did give them the internet.
Yeah, do it.
I'm
Let's see
playing
if let's see if it plays.
It's
all in
oh,
slow
oh my
motion.
god! Hang
It
on.
better be
No.
in slow motion.
If it's not,
Oh
he
god.
doesn't
If
even
it's
have
not in
it
slow
loaded.
motion, I'm gonna be pissed.
I deleted everything because it went out crazy again.
You
Here we
lost
go,
your
let's
window.
try it.
You lost
Here
your
comes.
window.
Yeah, it's over.
All right. Anyways,
If only we had somebody who is a software developer that could probably fix these things.
If only we had a member on the
shut up.
Wait, are you recording this right now?
I like his musk. This is Elon's musk.
This is some weird shit.
Yeah, I mistimed it, but that's fine. Fuck you.
This is like the only time I get to hear Josh and Duper's voices is on our sound bites. Made them a year ago. Yeah, they're good. But yeah, so Elon Musk, dude. So basically, somebody from Ukraine basically tweeted out to Elon Musk, and as you know, we're all big fangirls of Elon Musk. And what
not
Elon
as big
Musk,
as you though.
Oh yes, well, there's certain levels of fandom, but yes, and
Yeah, he's
was
at
basically
the
like,
blowjob level.
yeah, dude.
We're
Did you
scared. We're
subscribe
scared
to
to
his
know what
YouTube
yours
page?
is. We're
Huh?
scared to know what your level is.
It's blowjob level. That's where he's
Blowjob
at.
level.
That's
If
where it
Elon
stops.
had a Patreon, he would have paid for the blowjob.
You cradle the balls.
Yes, yes.
Mind the stepchildren.
Yeah. Anyway, so whatever.
I'm sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel.
I was gonna make a joke about Asperger's, and then I'll just leave that alone. But anyway, yeah. So basically, he's like, dude, look, he's like, you're making rockets that can land themselves and sending people into space. He's like, why don't you have Starlink be active in Ukraine, and because they need it. And then he basically retweeted back to the guy like minutes later and was like, boop, 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 Starlink's active. More units coming soon in Ukraine. I was like, oh,
Be like, say less, dog.
Yeah.
Say less.
He's airdropping the hubs so that they can set up internet all across the country. Because Russia took out all of their telecommunications. So that's dope.
Yeah.
Like Elon quickly on that shit. That's what I wanted to a little bit about the response too. It started mild, and there was a lot of I don't want to say complaining, but there was a lot of comment, right, to how not just the U.S. but the European Union, the Far Eastern countries.
Did you say
they
a
were
lot
dealing
of
with it.
comment?
Yeah, well, I don't want to say
So not comment.
it wasn't
but
complaint.
comment. So they
There was
made
a
one
comment.
comment.
There was a
lot of
comment,
times?
like
Okay.
a lot of commentary. How about that?
A lot of chatter. A lot of chatter.
Look, I'm tired today. So we're
Tired
doing.
of what?
Dude, I worked and then I had basketball practice and I'm here. I'm
Lord.
fucking tired.
Hey, bro. You're not in Ukraine fighting for your life, so shut up.
Oh, fuck
Should
you.
be.
Don't start using that shit.
Oh,
No,
I
pussy
will.
Bitch.
Oh my god.
It's a pretty valid argument right now, though.
It's fair. It's fair. I'm not as cool as anybody in Ukraine. Not gonna lie. So the countries started with some mild sanctions. I would say they're mild, right? They're like, well, we're gonna select a few of these oligarchs and they've been sanctioned and you can't do this. And then it started finally ramping up by like Friday, Saturday. They sanctioned Putin, which Putin already has other means of his money and he's kind of stashed it everywhere and prepared for this. And he said, you're not going to fuck with our economy. We've been planning since 2014 to have a fortress economy that cannot be broken no matter what you try to do to us. So apparently last night for us, right? The U.S. and the European nations decided to say, okay, we're going to start removing you from SWIFT.
Yeah.
And you can no longer use the U.S. dollar in your exchanges. And
Or anything.
overnight, their economy has crashed by over 30%. The ruble, their
Jesus.
commerce, the ruble is now up to, I think it's 150 rubles to $1.
Yeah.
Like,
It's trash.
it's destroyed. They couldn't even. They actually didn't even open the Russian stock market because they're like, we know what's going to happen. It'll literally crash. It'll be over. So,
Yeah, a lot of stores have stopped selling stuff because everyone's just running to get shit before prices increase. ATMs are running out of cash, out of different currencies of money. So yeah, they're pretty fucked over there. They're pretty fucked economically as it goes.
So now is a good time for us to go over there and start buying up shit. Is that what you're saying?
No.
I mean, Rick can probably buy a golf course or.
oh,
No.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Don't get
I'm
him
down.
started,
I know, right?
because then he'll
That's
be like
a-
Tucker Carlson. Like, why are we fighting with Russia?
Well, okay. So the only two people that have been like widely open about that kind of stuff was Tucker Carlson and Trump, right? Like, did I miss anybody else that was like, oh, it's all good on Russia, good for them? Oh,
Some
and then that
jackass called Nick Fuentes.
yeah, well, yeah, and then Marjorie Taylor Greene went to
Yeah.
his PAC conference.
We don't
that
talk
turned out
about
to
her.
be.
Wait, who said good for them? Good for Russia?
Well, Nick Fuentes had them chanting Putin's name, and this is a political action committee that is runs
America First,
concurrently.
America.
Yeah, American First. It runs concurrently with the conservative political action CPAC, right? So you had Trump at CPAC, basically just spinning it into the fucking election shit again. Like, goddamn, dude. But he's over there talking like that, and like, Putin, he's a brilliant man. He says that. And then on the other, just down the street, you've got Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I can't remember the name of the other congressman, speaking at Nick Fuentes' comment. And if anybody that doesn't know who Nick Fuentes is, Google him one time, you will not like this piece of shit.
Instant
He had the
douchebag.
crowd chanting Putin's name before they got any of the speakers coming out, talking about how brave he is and courageous
Oh
for
my
doing what
God.
he's doing.
That's
It's
interesting.
sickening. He has a very
What's
punchable face.
brave about it? I don't understand. Like,
That's what I'm. So they're looking at it like he's taking back what was taken from them, right? Because that is part of what the psychology that everybody's been talking about with Putin is that his mentality for 30 years is the USSR was robbed, and we need to bring them back together. I want to bring them all back into the fold and build the USSR again.
The fjord.
Fjord.
Isn't he trying to go beyond?
Isn't the fjord?
Isn't he trying to go beyond the USSR and actually to the Roman Empire, or not Roman, Russian Empire? Because even in the USSR, Ukraine, Belarus, all those countries
there's a
were
lot,
still
Yugoslavia.
they were still independent countries, part of the USSR.
Well,
So
that was a Soviet republic.
Yeah, he wants them like straight Russia. Just now you're just Russia.
He's got some fun ideas.
Yeah.
That's why he's the asshole.
Where's the murder button?
Definitely.
Where's the murder button?
But I mean,
The
the
murder
majority
button?
of the
Yeah.
Russian people don't want this, right?
That's
I mean,
we need to
state-
talk about that.
It's tough to tell, right? Because
Well, there's been
I'm
thousands
sure,
of protesters been arrested for protesting this.
yeah,
I,
but
mean,
that-
I know a couple of Russian people that are.
oh, I bet you do, buddy, huh? With your Dogecoin and shit.
They figured me out.
Comrade.
I got my Molotov right here, man.
Hey.
Facebook, all the social media cut Russia off, so now they're actually just putting guest hosts on all the shows to see what's being said.
I wonder who they have on Joe Rogan.
But no, I mean, I know a couple of Russian people that are absolutely just devastated right now with what's happening and partly because not only because it's fucked up what's happening, to the Ukrainian people, but because of their ties to Russia, and they just feel like horrible that they have that connection,
Yeah.
there. That obviously they shouldn't feel bad because it's not them doing that, but
And there's nothing really they can do.
right, no, exactly.
I understand that. You still have a sense of, your country, your homeland's pride, right? We're the same way with the U.S. If they were to do something like this and we didn't agree with it, we'd feel really guilty about just being American for something like that. I can see that.
Yeah, Dixie
That's a good
Chicks will
point.
come
Yeah, that's
out
a
and
good
make a
point.
record, and what?
He's getting back to Iraq. It's 2004.
Tell you what, on
You
Patreon,
were talking about the
fuck.
American thing. Do you feel bad about what we did in Afghanistan and Iraq?
What do you mean?
The occupation
That's a
for 20
good
years.
question.
The reason I ask that is because people are actually comparing what we did in Afghanistan and Iraq to what
Oh, it's almost it's
to what
exactly
Russia
the
is
same
doing to
thing.
Ukraine now.
Are you sure they're not talking about when Russia went to Afghanistan?
Yeah.
No,
Because
heard
that's
that.
more similar
No.
than.
no, they correlated the United States and Afghanistan and Iraq to what Russia is currently doing to Ukraine.
I think those people are stupid.
Do you?
Yeah, I think that this definitely mirrors a lot of what happened when Russia went into Afghanistan, because they had the same problem. There were freedom fighters, and they fucked Russia up. So
But wait,
I could see
but-
that.
We apparently went over there because there was like weapons of mass destruction, but then we were over there long enough where we knew there weren't any, right?
Well,
And
that's
there was a
Iraq,
time of,
right?
Oh, am I getting mixed
Come on,
up?
Greg.
Did I get it
Come
mixed
on,
up?
Mr. War Expert.
Come on, Greg, tell us about it.
So yes, in 45 seconds. So yes,
Why 45 seconds? Take your time.
I know.
Al-Qaeda invaded us on September 11th, right? So then we sent, Green Berets and Special Forces and CIA to Afghanistan to hunt him down. We fucked that up, so Bin Laden got away. George Bush and Donald Rumsfeld wanted to invade Iraq so they can get more money off of it, and tried to tie in Saddam with Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. Hence, we invade two different countries because he wanted to redeem his father, and then that's how we ended up being, in Afghanistan and Iraq. So there you go. But two totally different things. The weapons of mass destruction weren't in Afghanistan. The reason why I went to Afghanistan is to go after Bin Laden.
Right.
And then you
And
see
then-
how that ended
right.
up.
And then
That
the
was
move
after
into
that,
into Iraq is controversial,
The
right?
the WMDs.
Yes.
No one thinks so.
So yeah. So well.
I
Oh,
would-
highly.
yeah.
the weapons of mass destruction revolved around a very, very flawed intelligence report that was rushed and given to people like Colin Powell to try to convince the United Nations. Oh, you know, the one thing people to convince them.
One thing.
One thing
the people, and then they talked and then stuff.
Just looking for one big thing.
You know, and then that was what was behind our drive to invade Iraq and then try to get allies. So we had our.
Now, was it flawed or was it?
Oh, it was extremely flawed. It was
it false?
It was well, both, I guess. But they in that report, I'll try to fucking find it on the interwebs and get it. But yeah, it was bad, dude.
So basically,
this was.
When you look at it from the perspective of some of these people that are comparing them, you can kind of see where they're coming from then, right?
The parallels are there.
Right. So that
I would
so are the parallels anytime anybody goes to war with another nation, that's the parallel?
That's what I'm trying to figure out what you said the parallel is.
For frivolous claims. The whole US going into Afghanistan for bin Laden, I would say that was merited, but the WMDs in Iraq, not so much.
No.
What war where country invades another country is a frivolous, you know what I mean?
What?
You need to repeat that.
What?
Well, someone said like it makes sense if it's a frivolous, you know, they're going in on frivolous means to invade a country.
This right here, because Putin is claiming that Ukraine has WMDs, which they don't.
Right.
So that's a frivolous claim.
Well, I'm asking, at what time has a country invaded another country and it made sense, like where it wasn't frivolous? That's a real question. Not asking and not trying to be like. I just want to know if anybody can think of one where it was like that seems justified.
Well,
World War II.
Yeah, World War II.
Oh,
no, it was justified to him.
No, to start the war.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was going to say too.
Not in the response. The response is justified. I'm talking about like the first country is like, all right, we're gonna go fuck this country up. Like how many times has that ever made sense to start it?
To go back to the comparison, right? Like it's not comparative from a U.S. standpoint, right? Because it would be like us trying to recapture a former territory of ours, right? Which is basically what he's trying to do by invading Ukraine. Right. So that would be like the equivalent of like us, you know, invading parts of Canada or part of Mexico and saying, oh yeah, this is U.S. fucking, and then us like using our military might to invade Canada or Mexico and just saying, fuck you, right?
Manifest destiny, yo.
No. But Mexico invades us every day, right, Art? Huh?
Hey, man. Gotta get that cheddar. hey,
man.
Look,
you need to build a glorious wall.
Look, we're just doing the jobs that you lazy crackers don't want to do.
You can't call me a cracker.
Yeah, you can't call me a cracker. I mean, you can. You just did. It's not nice.
Lee, you're not. You're Jewish. I would have called you like.
I took the cracking.
I would have called you a bagel or something. I don't know.
Dude, have you had any good bagels lately?
I haven't.
I hate bagels, dude.
Man.
I'm not.
You said Canada. I remembered something. I'm looking it up right now. Lauren Boebert. Is that Boebert? How do you say her name, Lee?
Boebert.
Why are you asking me?
She's in your party.
Why do you assume that I know everything you don't?
She's a congressman from Colorado.
That means what to me?
You're a Trump guy.
She's Republican. You're a Trump guy.
Trump.
Help me out. Anyways,
coming up,
Lauren
guys.
Boebert, or whatever her name is. She over the weekend she was at CPAC and she was being interviewed and she said, "You know what? I pray for Ukraine. I wish them the best." She's like, you know, going into the whole thing. She's like, but we also have neighbors to the north who need freedom and who need to be liberated. We need to end that oppression right here at home.
We need to invade Canada.
That's what I like. What? Like, what are you saying? Well, a lot of the young. Oh my God! All I need now, because I've got two now with her and Marjorie Taylor Greene. I need AOC to do something, like literally just anything. Come outside. And then I have like the trifecta of fucking retarded ass congressmen.
You just want AOC to do
I hate
something because you
talking
think
about
she's hot.
MTG.
I just want her to
Yeah, like
wanna
if she
do
just did like pogo sticks. Big old titties.
just do some jumping jacks.
Yeah.
Do you think we can release the Jewish space lasers to assist Canada with their oppression?
Oh, what happened with that? Son of a bitch. We could be using those
This
now.
sounds awesome.
Yep.
All right. So bringing it back to Ukraine, what we haven't talked about yet, and we kind of talked about the response.
That means no in Russian. Niet.
Is that true, Marlon?
Yes.
Okay.
Da,
Thank you.
Da.
He does speak Russian though. Like he's a Russian Jew. He speaks Russian. He's wearing the tracksuit. He's fitting the bill here.
Oh, dude, you're full blown.
So does that make us like Tucker Carlson adjacent for having this Russian spy on?
What?
What?
Probably.
Well, we have a Russian on. So.
Marlon, he's calling you a spy. I call you a friend.
Spies are badass.
It's
I
too
went to
late.
the International Spy Museum and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge 007 fan. Like,
I want to go there one day.
It took 20 years, but he infiltrated our podcast.
There it is. That's all they were working on is how do they get on the Take Warning podcast.
Yep.
Thanks, Russia.
So we know the world responded well. They now have really fucked up Russia. Turkey came out and actually called it an act of war. I guess I don't know too much about this, but there's a treaty from 1938.
The place and the thing with the people and
thing. So something happened there where that's actually going to fuck up Russia. So Russia's in a bad place, and it looks like they're pulling out all the stops. As of this recording, they currently have a 40-mile long convoy on its way to Kiev. Shortly on the outskirts now. Russia.
Oh, another convoy?
Yeah, it's 40 miles long this time, though, which doesn't really matter because what I really wanted to talk about next was how badass are the Ukrainian people? We've heard nothing but amazing stories and anecdotes. How fucking badass are these people? Like, God damn it. Like,
they're badass, but not only badass, they're fucking petty as fuck.
Oh, dude!
I've seen the videos of them rolling up to tanks or APCs or whatever it is, like out of gas, and they're like, "Hey, so you need to tow back to Russia?" And
yeah,
like, no, we're just out of gas. I'm like, "Well, I got you. Let's go, bitch. Moscow's that way."
Yeah, they're literally pulling up to him saying, "Hey, do you need a ride?" And they're like, "Yeah." They're like, "Cool, I'll take you back to Russia." Like, so the old lady that's one of our favorite stories. We've talked about that a couple times.
She's amazing.
Old grandmother. They're all fucking spitfire here. She comes out to a Russian soldier with some sunflower seeds.
Berating him.
Yeah, and she's trying to give him these sunflower seeds, and the whole purpose of it wasn't to be nice to him, but just so that when he dies, and this is what she tells him, so that when you die, at least something beautiful will grow from your carcass. That's grandmother.
Because sunflower being
stone cold motherfucker.
Yep.
Oh my god!
I wonder if that just came off the top of the dome with her, or like that was that.
Fuck me, dude. That's
premeditated savagery. I tell you.
Yeah,
they are not fucking around, and you see that. Then there's the Snake Island 13.
Those guys are money.
Before we talk about that, though, it turns out they are alive. They were captured by the Russians because they did, in fact, surrender.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they still told them to fuck off.
So they surrendered after everything was blown up. So
so why don't you give the backstory of who those guys are?
Exactly,
for
Lee.
Our listeners.
Take it away, Lee.
Just say before Rick got carried away and gave his Rick misinformation bullshit.
Really? Because you know what's funny is last week he's like, why do you keep going on Google and looking things up? Oh, I don't know. So I have facts. Like that
Google
makes
doesn't
sense.
give you all the facts.
Yeah, the internet is.
You gotta use DuckDuckGo.
Rick Googles and then clicks the first link that he sees.
I'm going to Bing,
or just reads the response from Google.
Anyway, so who were these guys?
Explorer.
Who were these guys, Lee? Or
where's Snake Island, Lee?
Mozilla Firefox.
God damn it. Okay. Snake Island is on the southeastern end, I think, of Ukraine.
Oh shit, that's right. Fucking comment in the sorry to cut you off there. Comment in the chat here by Foof. Some farmer straight up stole a tank.
Yeah.
Hitched it to his tractor and drove off.
Yep. and in the video you see one of the Russians chasing the tank, screaming just like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, just like "Hey!" in Russian or something, you know.
He's like
my vodka,
the Cookie Monster. That's not what it sounds like, but it was my best rendition.
Running after him like a Tuscan Raider.
Did you see they released some of the texts of one of these because they have videos, right? That's the big thing. Social media is everywhere, so you're getting TikToks and they're trying to verify them all, and you've got videos on YouTube now and different things. But there was something released by the Ukraine, like their state department or whatever, of a text exchange between a Russian soldier who later died from his wounds, but he was texting back and forth with his family. And one of the key points there, he's like, "Hey, I'm hurting," and they're like, "Oh, are you okay? I thought it was just an exercise." And he's like, "No, I'm not in Crimea." And we'd kind of heard this was happening. The soldiers didn't know that they were going to Ukraine, or they weren't telling their families. So that's the first bit you get out of that. But at the end of this, he said, "I'm hurt, I'm wounded." We were told, our commander told us that they'd be greeting us with flowers in the streets when we came in to rescue them. And instead, they shot us. I was like, holy shit. So these Russian soldiers are going in under these false pretenses, thinking they truly think they're liberating, or whatever they're getting told, liberating Ukraine. And Ukraine's like really fucking them up. So they're getting caught off guard, which kind of makes sense to me why they're making all these mistakes, like all these goofy mistakes, like a farmer stealing your fucking tank. Like, what the fuck is that, dude?
Or and hear me out, we're just seeing what Russia's actually capable of.
Which is nothing.
Yes.
I mean, it's possible.
Hey, can we hear from Lee about Snake Island, though? I really want to know.
I gotta go on Firefox and Google it really quick. Hold on.
Are you gonna use Firefox for sure?
Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Let me.
Wait, are you using Firefox to Hey, did you get one of those fancy schmancy Rick keyboards?
Yeah. Can
it
you
sounds
hear
like
it?
a typewriter.
Did you guys hear it?
I got you.
I was.
Can you hear that?
Oh, there it is.
You can't hear this in the recording though.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can hear it here, but you can't hear it on the playback on
Yes, you
Wednesdays.
can.
Yeah, you say that. And now the listeners are going to listen to us typing and us arguing about not being able to hear the typing.
That was a good 30 seconds wasted.
Yep.
Just fill in time, guys.
Did you guys see? Apparently, on like some of the expressways or whatever through Ukraine, they changed the signs to get rid of like directions to like certain areas, and they changed their signs to just say "Go fuck yourself, Russia."
Oh, that's awesome.
Snake Island 13, baby.
We're back on that. I mean, what?
Well, that's where it started.
Oh my god! Can one of you guys describe it
Like that? They really did that?
so we can move on?
So here's the thing: in the beginning of this is the beginning of the conflict. Russian Navy's coming around on the southeastern end. They come up to Snake Island, which is like their radio. Like it's nothing crazy, but it's got 13 people there apparently. But it's important to them because that position is overlooking the sea and it gives them radar and all that other shit. The Russian Navy's like, hey, we're here. We're going to take this island. We want you to surrender. And they have a recording of it that got out. And the Ukrainian soldiers came back and they're like, hey, Russia, we heard you and you can go fuck yourself. And that's it. That's it. And immediately Russia responds back by bombing the fuck out of that island. So they were presumed dead until today. And it looks like they did surrender and they are in Russian captivity at this time.
Yeah.
So I'm happy they survived, but fuck yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah. They refused to surrender, man.
So one thing that you guys are overlooking too is that Ukraine is not only looking into defending their territory, they're actually looking at guerrilla warfare tactics to fucking impact the Russians, right? So one of the things that military folks here is your supply chain, right? Like your supply line, right? So reason why convoys and everything else is so far out is traditionally in a war, you want to make sure your supply lines are close to your combat action people, so that way they can have the stuff like ammo, med supply, stuff like that. The Ukrainians have actually been doing a pretty good job of attacking those said supply lines and also sabotaging things, so that way you do see things like tanks running out of fuel or ammunition or whatever, because when you attack the supply lines, then obviously the officer or the soldiers on the front line don't have what they need to continue on. So they've also been doing a good job of doing that too. Which is kind of silly because you think you're like, okay, the Russian border is right fucking there. Like they should not have any problem getting resupplied whatsoever.
Well, they shouldn't being as their military being as big as it is. They're falling short. They're falling short to these guerrilla tactics, and just
This is
small
part
town
of that
battles.
global response to. It kind of went viral over the weekend that there was former soldiers, U.S. soldiers, that were going on Twitter and putting out, like, hey, tanks are really heavy. Where if they run over a gas line, remove the signs in every city when they come in so they can't see where they're going. Like they were giving them all those tactics, like make sure you direct them into an isolated area where it's too clunky for them to move around, and like they were. Like they're literally getting tweeted how to fight.
They're
Like, it's a trip.
They're trying to hack, give them tips on how to, fuck with their sites, because they got to use they have limited visibility, and also fucking with the tracks. So if they're in a convoy, fuck up the first tank and the last tank so that they're pinned in. Yeah, they're just.
But the Molotovs, that
crazy.
was dope.
There's a video I saw. I think it was in the Capitol, like waiting, just like a square, and the main square. They had a shit ton of Molotovs, like thousands of Molotovs, ready to go. So whenever these people show up to try to take the Capitol, they're gonna get fucked up. They're just gonna get burned.
Something else too that Ukraine has done is they did a mandatory draft for all fighting men between
right away.
Like 18 to 70 or some shit like that.
I think it's 60. I think it's 60, but yeah.
Try doing that in the United States.
It's hard. It's heartbreaking because a lot of videos are coming out too of men saying goodbye to their families, and you're like, fuck. I mean, if it can happen there, dude, it can easily happen anywhere, and it's like it's just so heartbreaking to see. It kind of fucks with you a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a draft here though.
No, I'm just saying, like, say if it was a similar situation where somebody was invading us, like, yeah, we had to
we'd have a lot of people with bone spurs.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
That was the point I was trying to get at.
Hey, did Rico just go offline?
I don't know what Rick is doing.
Yeah, we lost Zencaster, so yay!
Well, I already told him to keep going. I'll pull the audio. And we'll
YouTube audio and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're good. I'm back in.
Either that
Can you guys hear me still?
You're taking the
Yes.
recording and just going to add to it, right?
Hey, Rick, keep talking.
Nope. Yeah, you're good. Start again.
we're still live on
You guys-
YouTube, dude. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah, but keep doing.
Okay.
Are you blowing a fan right now?
Is he cleaning?
I don't know what he's doing.
Well, Rick ain't cleaning. That's fucking for certain.
His Nacho Libre.
So I have a question. Weren't they supposed to meet in Belarus for like peace talks or whatever? Did that take place yet? Or
It did.
I don't-
It did, but they both kind of rejected each other's. It wasn't the presidents. They sent delegates to Belarus to meet up, but nothing came up.
okay,
Yeah, because
Okay.
what's the Ukraine's president's name? It's
Zelensky.
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 Yeah, he's basically just get off my fucking lawn.
Yeah,
that's
I did. That's what when I first heard, like, oh, they're gonna have peace talks in Belarus or whatever. I was like, well, what's gonna come of that? They just
Nothing, because
invaded your fucking land, and then he's telling get the fuck out of here, kind of thing. And
well, remember, Belarus allowed the Russians to fucking use their land to attack them from the north. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So fuck Belarus.
yeah. But this has had a huge impact just on the economy too, right? Like everyone talks about gas prices, and obviously those have gone up, obviously. But dude, like the things like civil aviation have been greatly impacted by this. Fucking obviously both Ukraine and I think the European Union. I don't know if it's all of the EU, but I know there's certain European countries that
No,
have
it's all the EU. It's all a no-fly zone now.
So yeah, they've closed their airspace to any Russian flight. I think Canada has too. The U.S. hasn't gone that extreme yet, but I remember reading about there was some Russian Aeroflot plane that went into Canadian airspace and then landed somewhere in the U.S. and the Canadians were pissed off because that Russian plane came into their fucking airspace. So
Yeah.
so
they got to fly into China and shit like that. And
which that's another thing too, man. Like I'm very intrigued by China's lack of response here, because the one thing that you always hear is that Russia and China have been
Getting real tight.
and then now China's like, like
Well,
you know,
I'm assuming they're seeing how their economy took a shit, just a couple days after they pulled this shit, so they don't want the same to go down, because they're going to try to pull a fast one and try to take Taiwan.
Yeah, because they started testing the waters in Taiwan right as
And
all this started.
Didn't the U.S. send a destroyer into the Taiwan Strait?
I think
and have it just
I
sitting
believe
there?
they did, and it was due to Taiwan reaching out to us for emergency
Yeah.
aid.
Like, hey, they're fucking flying in our airspace. They're fucking this. They're doing that.
Yeah.
What's going down?
Yep.
Yeah, but China, I mean, they've had I think 2 different votes, one in the UN Security Council and one just in the General Assembly, and both times China has abstained from voting.
Yeah,
Which doesn't mean they support, doesn't mean that they're
just not giving a voice.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of like, that is very
That's kind of a
interesting,
pussy move.
you know?
There's a. I'm back, by the way.
Hi.
Yay.
Oh, really?
Man, I was having so much fun without you.
Dude, you know what?
The camera's not showing though. It's on.
We talked about so much.
With China, I was reading that because so much of their import money or their export money goes to the United States, like it's roughly 40% of what they make in that country. They don't want to get involved in this. They don't want to draw this out because they know that the U.S. will pull all of their money back, and they're seeing what Russia's dealing with now. That it could potentially have the same consequences here or worse, because we don't take as much from Russia as we do from China. So
Yeah, like we take like 7% of the gas they produce. Last I read. So yeah, we import a lot of shit from China. So if they try to fuck around and find out, they're gonna find out that 40% of their exports are gonna be sitting in their docks.
right.
And then we're gonna be hurting so much.
I don't know. It's just intriguing to me, because you would think that, China would be like, support, and maybe they are supporting Russia behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and one thing, and Puth, good on you, because I was going to talk about this. Like within like the first day, Russian forces retook Chernobyl, and that was like a big victory for them. I'm like, really? Like who the fuck would want to resecure Chernobyl? Yeah. And brag about that? Like,
well, I would.
The miniseries. I know what it does. You're like, come on now.
Yeah,
I'd brag about it. We secured this area that we can't inhabit. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. We almost killed all of Europe back in the 80s. Yay!
Right.
Yay!
Hey, fair warning too. One of our listeners did say, "This is the comment." I just want to throw this out there. Marlon, looking like a snack over there.
Oh.
Oh my god! Who the fuck could that be?
Just
take a guess.
Throwing that out there.
It was probably Sheila.
I'm just gonna bask in that, man.
You should.
Blow him a kiss.
I'll give you a hint. It is another man.
It's a man?
Yes.
It's a man's man.
A man who would gladly take all of your meat.
Him.
Sexiest man in the world.
Ow!
Hey, one thing we haven't touched on is this, so-called Ghost of Kiev.
Oh yeah.
This badass fighter pilot taking down fools left and right.
Oh really? I didn't hear about this.
You didn't hear about this?
How many was it? Like 9?
I think it's up to 9 or 10 confirmed down ships.
And he's like flying an old ass MiG.
He flew a MiG-29. I think that one got shot down, but he's good. Now he's up in another one.
I was hoping it'd be like a biplane, and he's like like the fucking the Red Baron and shit like that. Like,
6 planes now. 6 planes as of yesterday.
Wow.
Is it confirmed 6?
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Yeah, that's the confirmed 6. He was he's flying a fucking MiG-29.
Old ass MiG-29. Isn't that for like the 70s, 80s plane?
Yeah. Yeah, like they had those in Rambo.
Where do you guys
Top Gun?
What?
You started talking, so
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask like what you guys think, because I'm probably like the least read up on this whole thing that's going on. But so like where do you guys think this is gonna like lead to in the next coming week or two? I mean, I know the last thing I heard was like, oh, now they're on high alert with like nuclear warfare now. Is this like the next step, I guess? Or-
If he goes to nukes, it's going to be tactical nukes, right, Greg? So it won't be
Is there
Dub Dub
really a
3.
difference, Rick?
Well, they're bad. They're bad. I know,
All
but
nukes are bad.
Well, he was talking about that.
I
what
don't
is it,
know the difference between that.
The FOAB?
what about the
Fucking-
FOABs?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he was talking about the FOABs, and those are thermobaric bombs, and those things are nasty.
and I heard they pulled those into the country already, but they haven't used them.
So Putin did, in a response to the initial sanctions, he did increase the threat level of his nuclear forces. So he kind of put them on a higher alert, which doesn't necessarily mean anything's going to happen. But Putin's a crazy motherfucker, dude. He's, like I said, he's an asshole. The reason why he's invading Ukraine is completely on his own accord.
And he's desperate.
And he's desperate. I mean, I don't think he would nuke fucking Ukraine, but it's scary.
It definitely
knowing
seems
that,
like an act of desperation for sure.
But yeah, it just depends on how much can he take before either A, he withdraws, or B, he just obliiterates fucking Ukraine.
Well, do you think
Yeah.
that there's a possibility for withdrawal with this? I think if he were to withdraw, he would
Right.
walk away with his tail between his legs, and
Exactly.
I think he'll avoid
That's-
that completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happens when he withdraws? Like, say he withdraws, then what does the picture look like for him?
He takes his life in a bunker like Hitler did.
It doesn't happen. He is another one of those. We've got a lot of these crazy narcissist leaders in the world right now, and he's one of them. He's not going to go down that way. That's just the truth. The dude is fucking just as nuts and just as cocky. I don't see that happening.
So
He needs
the biggest fear from a U.S. perspective is, so there's all these nations that are NATO nations that surround Ukraine, right? So what the U.S. has been concentrating on is beefing up the defenses of those NATO nations to secure those borders, because the biggest fear from a U.S. perspective is that Russia's going to take Ukraine, and then if Putin says, "Well, fuck you," now you're abusing your NATO rights by, instead of as a defense, Putin may take that as an act of war. But if Putin does invade one of those NATO nations, then yes, according to Title V of NATO, you attack one, you attack all, and then that's how the U.S. can get swept in. As of right now,
there's definitely
I don't
concern that
think
he
he
keeps
does it.
pushing westward.
Yeah.
And if he does keep doing that, the second he pushes beyond Ukraine, he's dragging everyone into it.
if he does,
Yeah,
I mean,
if
I
he
don't know.
does,
We'll see.
But there's still concern behind it, and I mean, I wouldn't put it past him at this point.
Yeah, and that's why our goal's been to beef up those NATO nations, with defense forces and stuff like that. But not only that, but increase, and this is where the UN comes in, is supporting all those nations who are taking people in as refugees. I think those nations like Poland have done a damn pretty good job of taking in refugees, and opening their borders and doing things like providing food, shelter, clothes, medical resources. I was reading an article that some lady, like, it was the first birth of a refugee, and it just happened the other day. Like, I'm like, wow.
Holy
like,
shit.
Can you imagine the girl who's ready to pop fucking has to, evacuate and then ends up giving birth in a refugee camp? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I have a question, though. Do you think that, with his invasion, are they filing any kind of COVID protocols?
No.
Oh my God! Did you see FEMA update? Did you see that
Yeah.
FEMA updated the COVID protocols for a nuclear event?
No.
You
Really?
didn't see that? Yeah,
Wait,
FEMA. So, FEMA has
Is this
their
a COVID corner?
no,
Okay.
no, we're not doing that.
I'm ready for it.
FEMA,
Get it down in slow
they have
motion.
their things that they release for in the event of a nuclear, altercation and things like that, and what people should do in the event of a nuclear event. And I'm going to say event like 17,000 times right now. And they just updated it and released a new one today, like a little pamphlet. And as you move on through like what you should do when a nuclear bomb drops or something similar, it starts talking about COVID protocols. And everything that you need to follow, all the COVID guidelines you need to follow in the, like when there's a nuclear event, and how to be safe from both.
How do you do it? Lee?
Fuck is worried about COVID
How
when
are-
a nuclear bomb's about to
Yeah,
drop.
a nuke just went off in my backyard, but let's stay 6 feet apart and wear our fucking masks, guys.
Yeah.
How do you stay safe?
I just told you.
Just wear a mask. Is that all it says?
It says that get help as quickly as you can. Make sure you wear masks when you're around people who are not from your household. Stay 6 feet apart. Make sure everyone's vaccinated. That kind of shit.
Get the fuck out of here, man. That's
Okay.
what
Sounds
we do.
about right.
Yeah.
That's,
so
a little
when
ridiculous.
the nuclear winter comes, make sure you're all vaccinated. Make sure you have plenty of masks on hand, and make sure you stay 6 feet away from me because God forbid we get COVID when there's nuclear radiation on my back.
Hey, will
Yeah.
COVID like cockroaches will survive a nuclear winter?
Yeah. Yeah. I know a couple people who live like cockroaches who will also survive a nuclear winter.
Fucking
Wow.
who
You
wrote
should
that
take out
pamphlet
Rick
with a
like
straight
that.
face?
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't know. Marlon, you got anything you want to talk about this week?
Got to be. Yeah, it's your first time, so you get the FTMF, which can be a fuck that motherfucker, or it can be
A
fantastic motherfucker.
motherfucker. Ha-ha!
But you're allowed to say fuck that
Yeah.
motherfucker to whatever you want.
Yes. It's
You're
your own
angry?
soapbox.
I'm gonna run the sound. Here
Let's
we go.
get angry, bitches.
What sound? Oh shit!
Clearly
Just
never
me
listened
right
to an
now?
episode. Hold on.
Take warning. The following segment is a personal view and opinion that may offend some. This is an independent opinion and should be taken as such. Put away your tissues and closed minds. It's time to hear the fucker out.
Oh,
my God, Rick.
I do remember this.
Are you
The fucking thing doesn't want to work tonight. Obviously, I don't give a fuck.
Wait,
Shut up,
wait,
Lee.
what
You
are we-
fucking
what
do
are
it.
we booing?
Marlon, here's your FTMF. Go, dude.
What are we booing now?
What's your FTMF?
Nothing. What are you mad about?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I would say I don't know. So I think the things that have been irritating me the most lately is all the fucking political correctness in the world. I fucking can't stand it. People need to grow the fuck up, grow some thick skin, and fucking get over it. It's not the end of the fucking world. And yeah, the other thing too is if you're yelling about shit all the time because you're hurt about something, you ain't gonna hear the other side ever, like ever. So, I don't know. I think there's too many people angry about shit and just allowing themselves to get divided. I feel like the world and the country especially is like super divided today. And so I would say, um, I don't know. For me, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a person that's just like doesn't really give a fuck either way with some of the shit that people care about. But I just see a lot of people getting pissed off about shit and just their identity. They attach their whole identity to things, and it just gets out of control. And then no one can hear each other on either side, so no one's talking to each other. They're just yelling at each other, and no one can hear shit. I don't know. Did that work? Is that good enough?
Do
for
you
that?
think it worked?
I got my message out there.
All right.
Well, I mean, he
Yeah,
said
well-
grow thick skin, so I think we just lost half of our millennial audience. So, thanks a lot.
Good job, Marlon. Good job, man. Good job.
Yeah,
To this day, Lee has never done an FTMF.
Yes, I
Still
have.
to this
Really?
day. Yes, he's a bitch.
No,
I
you
have
haven't.
done FTMFs.
He is a bitch.
I don't remember it.
But
Yeah.
you are a bitch.
Just because you don't remember
Yeah.
it doesn't mean I didn't do it.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
And I'm not negating the fact that I'm a bitch. I'm not going to argue with that at all.
Yeah. Bitch shit.
But thanks,
Another
thanks.
user comment or a listener comment I just wanted to point out was during your speech, it said, he's got thick skin somewhere, from what I hear.
Oh my god!
Again, it might have been a man.
on his anus.
Quite the snack tonight, Marlon.
Yeah, that's gross. Lee, what's your parting
I know.
thoughts?
Party
Cream
thoughts.
That's all we got from that.
Yep.
Do we have a store or anything?
Josh isn't here, so I'm just going to do the yep.
Okay. Greg, parting thoughts.
www.takewarningstore.com. Make sure you guys check it out because if you support our store, you actually support us. And by supporting us, you help us make better content and maybe get better equipment for Rick to figure out how to use that shit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You'll also make it to where we can hire Marlon as a designer to do stuff for us and maybe pay the producer. I don't know. We'll see.
A designer? Well, I can't.
You gotta earn it.
I got to earn it. Fuck you, man.
Exactly what I was thinking when you're like, "Oh, get better equipment to use." It's not equipment.
The entitlement. The entitlement.
It's the fucking.
Ain't gotta earn
I
shit.
hate working remote like this. It's okay.
Greg, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Greg.
Yeah, fuck you, Rick. I don't know why I said that, but yeah. Marlon, welcome to the team, man. We can't wait to see what you can do with your software stuff to make our podcast better. The goal of the podcast is to as quickly as possible, make Joe Rogan money. We said that since day one, and I think we've got $3. So we're already on the way. So we did gain a YouTube subscriber. Wasn't me, but I'll subscribe, I guess, now. So that way I can add one more. So yeah, continue to subscribe and stuff. We're sorry that we missed you guys live last week. Rick was being a bitch and just and then
it was Lee that said, "Hey guys, it's a holiday. Can we do this?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm down."
See, he is more millennial than me. He always needs to blame someone else for his.
Oh no! Look, you little bitch! I can actually prove it again with your fucking misinformation, fucking reading memes. I'm gonna actually give you the fucking truth because I have it in writing.
Let me have my final words.
Misinformation.
God damn it! So yeah, Rick was a bitch last week. So sorry about that. So we're here now.
I'm proving it right now.
I'm ready to do another tour. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready. Let's go. But anyway, so no, my thoughts and prayers are with Ukraine. Obviously, Duper and Josh are over there fighting. That's probably not true, but I'm gonna say it is. So hopefully Duper and Josh can help Zelensky and put Putin's pussies back in fucking Moscow. And yeah, share, subscribe, all those things, comment, because evidently only subscribers can comment to our stuff. And then yeah, share these people. Oh, and I'm still in the process of making our last best of episode, so it will be fantastic.
God, you should have had your own FTMF.
That's it. Well, you guys interrupted me halfway through. What is that?
Oh, I don't know.
He's trying to prove that he's right.
So what do you guys think about audio only?
What do you think about audio only tonight since it's President's Day?
It's not my picture. That's a candy kid there, isn't it? It's not me.
You're still
on blast right there.
Look, there's Lee's picture. Hang on, it's
This is great for the audio pod.
For those who listen, there is a picture that Josh, who
we took when Lee was about 24.
He found this picture of a candy kid at a rave, and it is my fucking doppelganger. It is me reincarnated, and he's probably 10 years younger than me. You think? No, maybe.
No, you guys. It was you 10 years ago. Yeah.
So Josh posted this on social media, and since he posted it, I think 12 years ago, it just keeps popping itself back up because people still to this day think it's fucking me.
It's never gonna go away.
It's never gonna go away.
It's beautiful.
Yes,
reincarnated. That's your parting words? No.
I said what I said, Foofy. Reincarnated.
Marlon, you got any parting thoughts for us?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. This is cool. I learned some shit tonight. I like I said before, I wasn't like the most read up on this stuff, but I do feel so bad for the Ukrainian people, and I hope they find a way to pull through this one, man, and Putin can go fuck himself. And yeah, everyone be cool. And das vidanya.
Oh man, they're gonna know where we live now.
Oh fuck.
Here it comes.
We are fucked.
Art, what's your parting words, man? Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I was talking with Lee the other day, and he accidentally called Putin Putin, and I just thought it was hilarious. he just started calling him Putrid Putin.
Little Putin.
Little Putin. Jesus, that was good. Go ahead, Art. Sorry.
As always, it's always a pleasure to join you guys and talk shit with you guys. Even though today's topic was a little bit on the serious side, but we still had some laughs and some jokes. Everybody be cool. Stay safe. My heart goes out to Ukraine. I'm not the praying man like Greg is, but my heart goes out to them, and hopefully this gets resolved swiftly with no more lives lost, because every life is precious, regardless. Even Putin, that murderous bastard.
Love it, dude.
Fook that guy.
Even though Greg didn't say it, I'm gonna say it. Don't cook bacon naked.
Rick.
Yeah, that's all I got. See you next time.
And Rick, before you give your parting thoughts, really quick, I do want to read a page from my book.
Oh yeah, we almost missed that.
Yeah. So
A page from what?
This is from a book. It's called "Go the Fuck to Sleep." It is in fact a children's book. It is sold on Amazon. We are not sponsored, so don't buy it. The windows are dark in the town, child. The whales huddle down deep. I'll read you one very last book if you swear you'll go the fuck to sleep. Okay, Rick.
Well, thank you.
Shout out to my kids. Go the fuck to sleep.
Yeah, there you go. I tell you this every week, but just remember, and especially what you see what's going on in Ukraine right now. Be happy that you woke up today. It's a blessing, and however you believe, it's a gift to wake up every morning. So don't forget about that. And on the after show, I want to lead off talking about the Ukrainian Reaper, since we talked about the ghost of Kiev.
Yeah. So make sure you tune into Thursday's episode to hear that.
It's going to be fun.
Okay.
Anything else? We all good? Everybody happy?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Zencaster.
Fuck you, bro.
Shit. There goes the mic.
All right, everybody. Thank you
Greg,
for listening. You fucking dick, dude.
Let's try and get one more out.
All right, everybody. Thank you for
Rub
listening
it out, buddy. Just rub it out.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the show today. Please go to takewarningpod.com where you can explore additional content on the podcast, as well as find the links to the podcast on your favorite podcast platforms. Also, please get on social media. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Take Warning. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you like about the show, what your thoughts are on the show, and what you would like to see in a future podcast.
I got you on my radar, it's a beauty.